Bro, I'm not gonna lie, this is kind of crazy. Whew. No, bro. I was not picking that bitch up, bro.
In this video, we're going to be talking about the 225-pound overhead press. And yeah, if you saw in the earlier clip, your boy failed it, right? This was my first time overhead pressing. I've had a couple of you guys ask, like, okay, how rare is overhead pressing in general? And I've never overhead pressed. This was my first time ever. I don't want to make any excuses or anything, but I wish I for sure had a little better sleep and I popped an energy drink because for this exercise, you really sure do need it. Because overhead press, I'm now learning and seeing that it is 100% a true testament of your upper body strength, right? Because they incorporate your front, your anterior, your lateral, and your posterior delts, as well as your stabilizing muscles in the back, like your traps, and a couple more back muscles, upper back muscles, probably like your rhomboids too. But I've literally passed AMP1. I'm not really trying to think about that right now. Um, but yeah, no, 225 overhead press. I mean, you saw in the clip, pick that shit up, and I was like, oh hell no, what the fuck? Like, I mean, I learned like, okay, this is gonna be a little different because I had 135 in my hands, and I was like, oh, this is okay. This might be a little different, right? Here's a video of me doing that.
Oh, wow, this is that is pretty heavy.
I think I did it for 2 to 3 reps. And I was dumb. I was very dumb because I was jumping up in weight. Instead of going to like 135, 185, I was like, let me just fucking slap on 225. Dumb. If you're gonna go for overhead pressing, and I mean, obviously, if you do overhead press, you probably have a good structured program. But if you're new, obviously be conservative with it. Take your time and warm up properly. Yeah, 225 is just a different type of beast. And funny enough, according to these resources, 225-pound overhead press is much more rare than a 315 bench press, right? If that puts it into perspective for you, because funny enough, most people won't ever hit 315 bench press. So I can't even imagine how far less people can actually overhead press 225. And funny enough, I keep saying that, and I'm sorry, I'm literally spamming that. But a 225-pound overhead press is pretty much similar to someone benching 400 pounds. That's insane. That's literally insane. And if you don't know, a 405 pound bench press is practically elite strength, right? 405 is, a bench press that makes you very competitive even in a powerlifting setting, not just among the average population, because the average population can't bench 225, right? And that's not, no dogging on them because most people don't, go to the gym, right? But I'm saying, like, in comp, even in comp, you're considered pretty competitive, and a lot of people in comp, they train their whole life for this, and you are pretty much overhead pressing something that most people dream of benching, right, and will never get to. That's crazy to me. And it kind of, made me sit a little right. It made me feel a little better because I was like, okay, I failed that shit, and your boy can even bench 405. I just hit 385 not even a week ago, right? And I was like, okay, yeah, that wasn't going up even if I wanted to, even if I slept good, even if I popped 2 energy drinks, right? 225 overhead press is just insane. And it's funny too, because I was driving, or before I was about to go to the gym, I was like, okay, overhead press. Let me look at forms because I like to look at exercises before I do them, or I try to, because I really want to master it. And so I'm looking, and I see one of my favorite lifters, right, Joey Shaw. He's one of the strongest. Like, I think he's British or UK based, one of the like top class power lifters. And this dude was like overhead pressing 286 pounds. I was like, oh damn, I thought he'd do more than that. And just to find out 286 is just, I don't even want to know how much that equates to over the bench press. Probably like fucking 455, 475, something like that. Cause that was insane. I was like, oh damn, I thought it would have been higher. And then here comes my bitch ass, and I'm attempting to do overhead press with 2 plates, and I think I'm about to shit myself. Again, uh overhead press, insane amount of, upper body strength. It's just a true testament of like, okay, wow, your upper appendages are just elite level, elite, like exactly elite. And that just kind of puts you like, in a category among lifters that are just rare, right? Like most people will never touch this type of strength. And it just goes to show that like, yeah, overhead press is actually it's insane, right? And again, to show how rare it is, I go to a gym, a warehouse gym, and I never really seen anyone overhead press because again, it's more like a strongman's type of lift. You don't really see powerlifters or bodybuilders really hit it. Unless they're really just trying to target their delts and have like a full rounded cap, shoulders, and hit some upper back activation and stuff like that. But again, I don't really see much people hit that, and much less hit two plates, right? And that's just my take on that. And I feel like I do want to incorporate this into a shoulder program, or into my shoulder and arm program, because I did feel like my I had a pretty good pump off my shoulders. So again, if you guys have any comments or topics you want me to cover, my bad that this took so long. And yeah, I really appreciate you guys. Thank you.